My name is Maya Fisher, and I am an 18-year-old girl living in Hastings, Montana. Growing up in a small town has shaped me into someone who appreciates the quiet and the familiar. I know my neighbors, my school, and basically everyone in my circle. I have lived a pretty typical teenage life, balancing schoolwork, friendships, and those complicated feelings that swirl around in high school. But being a senior, I am at a crossroads, trying to carve out a future that I feel proud of. I have always been a straight-A student, and my dreams revolve around college and pursuing a career in something meaningful. But everything changed when I entered a relationship that left me questioning my priorities. For about a year, I was in a serious relationship with my girlfriend, Sarah. In the world of high school, that felt significant. We shared sweet moments, deep conversations, and the kind of laughter only young love can provide. However, when exam weeks rolled around, everything took a turn. Sarah was in her exam week first, and when I reached out to hang out, she told me she needed to focus on her studies. I understood. I respected her need for space. I completely supported her. I was certain that when my exam week arrived the following week, she would do the same for me, but oh, how wrong I was. When my exams came around, suddenly Sarah wanted to see me. I repeated her earlier words back to her. I need to study. But instead of understanding, I was met with an unexpected, furious response. I received a 3-minute voicemail from her and her mom, berating me for not prioritizing Sarah. The voicemail made my heart race with anger and confusion. A girlfriend should always come first, they said, even over school. That felt wrong. I had my future to think of. So I told her, I will probably have my diploma longer than I will have this relationship. That did not sit well with her. And just like that, silence fell between us. She ignored my texts and calls for 2 weeks, leaving me feeling lost and isolated in the emotional wasteland of a breakup I did not want. I then walked into her classroom, hoping to talk things through. Despite my efforts, she was still cold and distant. I had reached my breaking point, and perhaps blinded by the chaos of the situation, I raised my voice. If you are done with this relationship, just say that. Surprisingly, that outburst seemed to wake her from her silence. She later approached me, claiming she wanted to fix things, apologizing for needing her space. But I had had enough. It was in that moment of turmoil that I realized just how immature she truly was. I had to make a choice that would determine my future. I chose myself. In the aftermath of our separation, I felt an overwhelming sense of liberation, as if I had shed chains I did not realize bound me. I poured myself into my studies, rediscovered my own passions, and began to look forward to a life without the drama our relationship caused. Days turned into weeks, and weeks turned into months. We managed to exist in the same school, yet it felt like navigating a minefield. Our mutual avoidance felt like the elephant in the room, but as time went on, the pain of our breakup faded into the background. As the summer approached, Hastings transformed into a vibrant hub for the city festival. My friends and I decided it would be fun to go out that night, enjoying live music and local food stands. In this small town, everyone gathers for festivities, and naturally, we drank a little. But as the evening wore on, bad luck struck when I bumped into Sarah. She was there with her new boyfriend, and it felt like stepping into a time capsule. Back when we were together, we both used to come here for the same fun. Memories rushed back as we chatted about school and our future plans. It felt comfortable, almost hauntingly nostalgic, but the tension lingered. With her boyfriend standing idly by, Sarah began to reminisce about our past relationship, recalling our memories and the crazy adventures we shared. It was surreal and awkward, and I felt the tension like a weight between us. But then, in a sudden twist of fate, Sarah shifted gears. She started talking about something truly bizarre, a new side of her I had never known. She described her newfound spirituality, her mantras, and how she believed in opening her third eye. I could hardly keep up. Was this the girl I used to know? It felt like she had morphed into someone else entirely, and candidly, I found the whole discussion unbearable. With unsolicited visions floating around, I felt as if I were drifting away from reality. Realizing that I needed an escape, I gently wrapped up our conversation and rejoined my friends, who were all too happy to hear about my surreal encounter. That night ended with a moment of bad judgment when one of my friends and I decided to steal a temporary bus stop sign. Although it wasn't my proudest moment, looking back, I could not help but chuckle at how foolish we could be when alcohol was involved. It was a night forever etched in my memory. After we parted ways, I often heard from mutual friends about how Sarah was struggling with her new relationships, and many expressed regret over our breakup. They said I was a good catch, too good for her. As time pulled us farther apart, I focused more on myself and developed a life I was proud of, with my sights firmly set on college. Years passed, and I graduated high school with a college acceptance letter in hand, ready to unleash my potential and pursue a degree in software development. Amazingly enough, I drifted back into the kind of love that makes life immensely enjoyable. I found myself in a new relationship that has brought me happiness, deeper than I ever thought possible. Eventually, the name Sarah barely crossed my mind, and if it did, it was often wrapped in a sense of gratitude for the lessons I learned from our relationship. At times, I would hear gossip about Sarah from old friends and how she had found someone new and appeared to be genuinely happy. Every story reflected a version of her that I was happy for. Perhaps she had discovered herself in a way I was never able to witness after our breakup. Life has a strange way of working out, leading us toward new opportunities and allowing us to embrace the future we create. The festival night will always be a vivid memory, a surreal adventure in my high school years that brought unexpected revelations. Even more importantly, it reminds me that choosing myself not only opened doors, but also set me on a path that has brought me to a life filled with joy, authentic connections, and the knowledge that everything can change for the better when we believe in ourselves.